Hi everyone, my name is Boissinot and I'm here to talk to you about the different aspects of scientific diving. I hope by the end of the presentation you will be able to understand what we're doing in the water scientific diving wise. First learning objective, you'll make the different aspect of scientific diving, legal standard to applied scientific diving, and you will have more information on the risk we have doing encountered by scientific divers. So a lot of different topics are used in scientific diving. First, I'm going to talk about archaeology. Archaeology is a type of scientific diving where archaeologists will go underwater and find information on a shipwreck, for example, or past historic site to give you information. They got to write a lot of information on that. So you'll see I'll have some pictures coming that are very interesting on what we see in these conditions of archaeology. You also have some independent people, non-profit organizations that dive also for archaeology research. That's very interesting. So research also, you have to think about fisheries and ocean that make research underwater with divers. They go underwater and they try to find out what's happening with the climate change, if we can call it climate change. But we see a lot of change in the ocean, but it's by going and study it that make a difference. And also universities around the country have research program for students in marine biology and so on. So these people need to be trained. And research are done to achieve master degrees in PhD and more or doctorate degrees, or some research on shark in cold water. So all that need to be encountered. The research can be done also by commercial divers. Some commercial diving company will supply some scientific diving. So it's for larger project. If they want to study before a dam is built or something like that, they will try to see how it will affect fish underwater. So these are diving under different standards. And of course, there's aquarium diving, which I'm from. I did 16 years as a diving safety officer at the Quebec Aquarium. So in aquarium, we had different roles we're doing in our aquarium. And we work with veterinary to keep the good health for our animal. And we work to clean the different tank that we dive in. We make an animation with public, and we really try to make sure that when we pass the information to public, that we make sure that we make sure they realize the environmental impact of human being in the water world. That's very important. And of course, we're doing the cleaning of the different tanks, which could be sometimes quite a heavy work to do. And to close the standard, all the different standards are used. In the scientific diving, we have an exception all over Canada except Ontario, where we dive under the CAUSE standard, Canadian Association of Underwater Sciences. Canadian Underwater Sciences has an installed standard for scientific diving. If you dive commercially for scientific diving, then you follow the Canadian Standard Association, the CSA Z272, Occupational Safety Code for diving operation, which is a lot more complicated for scientific diving. So to complete there's quite a bit of risk, even though in scientific diving. For example, water condition. Sometimes it's very, very cold, as cold as minus 1.94 degrees Celsius. As per you can find in the Diving Almanac Book of Record, as long as the salinity of water is around 35 ppm, then you could get that type of water temperature. Quality of water also could be a problem. We could dive sometimes with, especially in aquarium with different area when we do scientific research, in quality water that could be a real problem. For example, Mycobacterium marinum that we find in aquarium, marine mammal reject or fish reject. Or if not, sometimes even marine mammals could be, or fish can be sometimes aggressive. But our worst enemy, we have to remember, is routine. Routine is the most dangerous thing for scientific divers, because you tend to forget to check your gauge and everything because you're doing another task underwater and you have to be very careful. So thank you very much for the time you gave me to talk to you about scientific diving. I just hope that you know a little bit more about it. Now I'm open for questions.